Well, we are back at the Greenberg Ice Pavilion, first intermission, and it is 2-0 for Penn State over West Virginia, and I'm joined by the, as we call him, the Associate Athletic Director for Hockey Stuff. And before we talk, after the Board of Trustees vote today, I tweeted you, or texted you rather, congratulations to Team Pegula, and you've let me read what you responded. You said, "My eyes are moist, and I feel like the next step to our dream is complete. Thanks to Terry and Kim from the bottom of my heart, and really from the bottom of all of our hearts." And I mean, just another historic day on the path to Penn State varsity hockey.
This was a big milestone for a lot of reasons. You know, now we get to go forward with the construction, and you know, there's been some preliminary site work done, getting ready for this, but today, you know, gives us the official go-ahead to start digging the hole, and you know, before you know it, there's going to be a building, and we're on our way.
I said to Guy Godowski in the pregame, it's going to be 2 years before you wipe that grin off your face.
Well, I mean, again, for all of us, I've gotten so many texts and emails, phone calls from alums and supporters that have said it's just been great to see this happen. It's about time, and you know, we're just excited. It's a dream come true. It really is.
Is it almost a relief? I mean, the whole the vote was really anticlimactic. It was pretty much unanimous. There was only the one question asked really about the student section.
Well, there was a little trepidation when it was brought up that why are we voting for all these resolutions at the same time? And you know, when I think you know, there's some expectation that maybe in the future they may want to go to where you're doing it line item by line item. But you know, when the governor said, well, you know, for instance, when you look at Pegula Arena and it's privately funded, you know, that's a no-brainer. Okay, all right, now I feel a little better. But you know, an awful lot of people have worked very hard, Steve. You know, from the fundraising team. You know, and our Office of Physical Plant, Ford Stryker, Mark Bevan, you know, all the Gordon Turow and Dave Zengit and everybody at OPP, and then Crawford, Dave Murphy, Joe Corbett, Janelle Rock, all the people there, our people at BCJ that are doing the outside, the building, Alan Cackle and Bill Luce and that group, and then, you know, Intercollegiate Athletics, our Frozen 5 group, and you know, and then of course the Pegulas. I mean, you know, none of this happens without Terry and Kim and Paul and Nancy Silvis and John and Karen Davis and you know, the people that are supporting this. And now the real fun begins when we get to watch it, and we get our hard hats with the hockey logo on them.
Let's talk about that. Shovel is expected to go into the ground. I called it today a shovel-ready project now, and the shovels are going to go into the ground sometime next month?
Yeah, well, we're ahead of schedule. So originally it was supposed to be mid-February. Given that we were able to do some of the site prep work in advance, we might be able to start even sooner than that. And then we won't have a formal groundbreaking ceremony until the weather gets a little nicer and warmer. And, you know, I think that'll be another milestone, of course. But I've been keeping an eye. I walk over there every day behind Shields and take a picture to see, you know, well, they took this fence down. They started tearing up the old lacrosse field, AstroTurf. You know, they started putting in a gas line. May not look like much now, but when you've been waiting as long as we have.
I almost get the feeling you want to move your office into the construction trailer.
Well, they have a great mural up on the wall that's absolutely fantastic, and I'm sure at some point Mortensen, our construction team, you know, and those guys have been terrific. Gene Hodge and Jim Yowen, who's a Penn State alum, Derek Coons, and you know, I'm looking forward to working with all of them. But in there, when you walk into the construction trailer, you see this big wall with all the history of Penn State hockey, the graphics, and you know, just you know, project, you know, Team Pegula. This is really going to be a blast.
On the other side of the coin, is it hard to believe after tonight there's only 9 regular season games left for this club program?
Well, you know, it's bittersweet for those of us that, you know, this is the 40th anniversary of the first club team. Dr. Larry Hendry was the coach. I talked to him just yesterday, and you know, Dick Merkel was the star of the team, and Roy Scott was the freshman that did a petition to get hockey brought back to campus. Dave McCrabb, you know, there's a whole host of those folks that made this happen, but it was always their dream and our dream all through the 70s, 80s, and 90s, last decade, to get it back to the varsity level. And those heady days of you know, George Wolbert and John Duppert and Peony Gates, and here we are, and you know, it's going to be a blast. It really is.
Absolutely. In fact, I was at the Sports Museum working today, and there was a group of gentlemen came in. The one fellow was an alum who talked about skating here in the 70s, and he's here tonight somewhere. I haven't seen him, but they were coming to the game tonight, and he's in Atlanta right now, but he is just thrilled for the whole program, and he said to pass on congratulations to you and everybody else. And yeah, we just can't wait. In fact, John Mulhern sent me a text message a little while ago saying, I think I saw the press box in those beautiful sketches that all of a sudden showed up en masse.
A little better than the makeshift ones. We've had to, you know, just be creative and Rube Goldberg everything, and you know, but you know, there's lots of great memories. No one will ever forget what all the people have done before us, and there will be a nice legacy wall as a part of the building, you know, that's going to remember all the contributions. You know, we got Alumni Weekend coming up. February 11th, we'll be announcing our Hall of Fame class here in a couple of days, and you know, it's going to be fun to see the next group of them come in. And you know, I said I'm just thrilled,
Keep smiling, my friend. Thanks a lot for joining us.
You bet. Thanks.
Joe Battista. And that grin is going to be on his face for a couple of years at least, but great news today, obviously, and we'll have more on it later on. Take a break and be back with second period action with the Icers up 2-0 over West Virginia on the Penn State Hockey Network.